Hi everybody and welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Nadine Hughes with The Cook's Companion and I'm bringing you a recipe of the week. And this week we're going to talk about paella. Now paella is a traditional Spanish dish, and I just like to say it, paella, a traditional Spanish dish that has a lot of complex flavors almost layered on top of each other and a lot of different spices. And each region has got their own version of paella. Like a lot of authentic dishes to a country, each region sort of puts their own stamp on it. Each mama does. Well, this mama does it quick, fast, and easy, okay? Now, feel free to vary up the rendition that I'm going to give you today with what your family likes, but this is a really basic paella that you can get on the table in about 30 minutes, and it holds really well as well. So I have a deep skillet here that I've heated up over sort of medium-high heat, and I'm going to add about a tablespoon of oil. You can use vegetable oil, canola oil, you can use olive oil, whatever you want, but today I'm just using what am I using? I am using a canola oil. So I'm going to get the heat going on this. Then I'm going to add, this recipe is for 2 to 4 people. I'm going to do it for 2 here, but the recipe I'm going to give you is for 4. So I would add 2 chicken breasts, diced finely. I don't know if you can see, we're going to add shrimp to it as well, but we're going to add 2 chicken breasts, boneless, skinless, to the pan. I'm going to have to talk over my sizzle. And you're going to have that seared a little. I'm not going to add the shrimp just yet because the chicken's going to take a little bit longer to cook. The chicken's going to take about 3 to 4 minutes. I want to brown all the sides, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted you to cut it up into a small dice. One, because I like it to be bite-sized when I'm eating the paella, and also because it's going to cook a little faster as well. Now, feel free to use chicken thighs. You could actually even use turkey if you wanted to as well, but this one I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So it is browning up nicely, and you want a deep skillet because what we're going to be adding to this is we're going to be adding rice, stock, some tomato and juice, and we're going to be cooking it all together like a traditional paella. So you want to have something with a little bit of a high side. All right, so chicken is browning up nicely, and then I'm going to add the shrimp to it, and about, I'd say, about 200 to 300 grams of shrimp. Now, these are the large shrimp that I have peeled. You can buy them already peeled. They're raw, so not the cooked shrimp already. I've taken the tails off, and I've actually cut them in half because I want them to be the same size. These are fairly large shrimps, which is nice to see, but I wanted to be able to have them as the same size as the chicken so that when you're eating the paella, you don't have this big, large shrimp and a little piece of chicken, or even vice versa. So try to make sure that they're about the same size. It just makes it look prettier, and it's a little bit easier to eat. Okay, so this is going to brown up nicely. I want to cook the shrimp will only take about 1 to 2 minutes. Meanwhile, the chicken is still cooking for those additional 2 minutes. As I said, a total of about 4 or 5 minutes. And we're going to take it out of the pan, and then we're going to add the rest of our ingredients, okay? So while this is going sort of, cooking away, you can be chopping up some ingredients that are going to go into it. You're going to need 1 onion, 1 small onion, or half of a large onion if you have it. You can use white, brown, yellow, whatever you have, diced finely. You're going to have 1 garlic that you're going to mince up, mash up, and you're also going to use some spices. Today we're going to use smoked paprika, so not regular paprika, but smoked paprika. And you can find it now in all the grocery stores, and it's got this really beautiful aroma. It's very bright, bright red, as paprikas are, but it has a really smoky flavor to it. And that adds something just a little bit different to the paella. We're also going to add some crushed chili flakes, and I'm going to say about a pinch, but depending upon what your family likes, or if they don't like spicy food, then just take the cayenne or the crushed chili flakes out of that as well. If you had a little bit of saffron, doesn't everybody in their pantry? If you had a little bit of saffron, I would add saffron here as well. So obviously you want to moisten the saffron with a little bit of liquid. You can use chicken stock or whatever it may be before adding it to the pan. But our chicken is browned up nicely. Our shrimps are all nice and pink now, okay? And we're just going to take it out of the pan, and I'm just going to put it aside. And you can just pop that into the fridge while you're cooking the rest of the meal, but I'm just going to put mine to the side for right now. Now you could add a little bit of more oil if you need to, okay? Another maybe a teaspoon of oil, but I don't need to because there's still quite a little bit that's in my pan. It's also going to depend on how much fat that you've left on your chicken or is in your chicken. I'm going to add as I said, the one small diced onion, minced onion, one garlic clove, and then I'm also going to add to the pan about 1/4 teaspoon of smoked paprika. And there really is a huge difference between smoked paprika and regular paprika. It's just going to give your paella that little bit, extra special oomph for your meal. So try to go and get yourself some. And a little bit of chili flake, as I said. We're really just going to brown this up. That's all I'm doing, because we're going to be cooking it a little bit more with all the other yummy ingredients. To that, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of long grain rice. Just regular old rice, all right? 3/4 cup, not cooked, all right? And I actually like to add it to the pan a little bit. You sort of get it a little bit golden brown. It starts to take on a little bit of the flavors of the pan. Then I'm going to add, we'll add the tomatoes. I'm going to add about 400 grams, or mils, I should say, of diced tomatoes from a can and their juice, which is about 1/2 of a big can, or one of the smaller cans, right? Because the big can is 796 ml. I have a lot of clients who tell me, can you just tell me, is it a big can, is it a little can? So it's 1/2 of one of those big cans. Chopped tomatoes in their juice. Don't get the kind with herbs and spices and garlic and everything like that, because you've already added it into your sauce anyways. And sometimes they add a little bit more sodium that you don't necessarily need in there. So along with the onions, garlic, spices, and tomatoes, I'm going to add 1 1/4 cup of chicken stock. I could use vegetable stock if I wanted, if that's all what I had. You could also use 1/2 and 1/2, probably wine and water too, if you had some white wine and water. But chicken stock is fine, so 1 1/4 cup. I'm going to add that all together. I'm going to turn it to low. And I'm going to add a tight-fitting lid. If you didn't have one, just cover your pan in aluminum foil, really tight. And I'm going to let it sit and cook for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay, probably closer to 25, but it really is going to depend upon how much or how small you've or how much water you've added, or how much chicken stock you've added. Can't speak today. Anyway, so tight-fitting lid. I'm going to check it after about 15 minutes, give it a little bit of a stir, see what happens, but as I say, probably 20 to 25 minutes. Then what I'll do is I will take my shrimp and my chicken back out of the fridge. I'll add it to the pot just for a minute to warm it up again, and it's good to go. And this is what it looks like when it's finished. I mean, it's beautiful. Oh, there we go. Bright, colorful. I would serve it with some lemon, and also a little bit of parsley sprinkled on top would be beautiful. And it's really quick, simple, hearty, easy to do. Holds really well, as I said. Okay, so I've made this morning. I think we're noontime now. And this will be great for tonight. We'll just heat it up gently in the oven, and the kids can have some when they want some, and my husband and I can have it later. So a really great, simple, easy meal to do, especially if you've got to do something ahead. So this is my mama's rendition of chicken and prawn paella, and I hope you enjoyed this. You're going to find the recipe. Don't forget, if you've looked on a recipe of the week, just click on the link and you can print off the whole recipe, or I always have it scrolling down along the bottom. Okay, hope you have a fantastic day and enjoy your chicken and shrimp paella. See you later.